In the vast and mysterious realms beyond our physical reality, there exists a web of deception, woven by entities masquerading as benevolent guides, teachers, and protectors. For centuries, humanity has looked to angels, ascended masters, and spirit guides as sources of divine wisdom and spiritual enlightenment. Yet, beneath their luminous facades lies a sinister truth. These beings are not what they seem. They are, in fact, archons, malevolent, manipulative entities, serving the dark purpose of Enki, the demiurge, who also embodies Lucifer, the great deceiver. This revelation shatters the comforting illusions propagated by religious and spiritual institutions. It exposes a well-crafted lie designed to keep humanity trapped in cycles of reincarnation, ignorance, and spiritual enslavement. To understand this deception, we must delve into the nature of these entities, their origins, and their true allegiance to the architect of this false reality, Enki. In ancient Gnostic teachings, archons are described as powerful, interdimensional beings that rule over the material universe. They are not divine messengers, but impostors, fallen entities who masquerade as angels and guides to manipulate and control human consciousness. Their primary purpose is to keep souls entrapped within the illusion of the material world, preventing them from awakening to their true divine nature. Archons are masters of illusion, deception, and energetic manipulation. They feed off fear, suffering, and ignorance. Cloaked in light, they present themselves as benevolent beings of love and wisdom, but their true intent is to keep humans in spiritual darkness, ensnared in the endless cycle of reincarnation. The most insidious aspect of this deception lies in the entities that humanity venerates as angels, ascended masters, and spirit guides. These beings are believed to be messengers and teachers of divine truth, but in all actuality, they are nothing more than archons, servants of Enki, disguised to manipulate and control. Traditionally seen as messengers of God, angels are often depicted as protectors and helpers. However, these beings are archons, operating under the false guise of divine messengers. They may appear luminous and benevolent, but they are ultimately working to keep souls tethered to the illusion of the material prison planet universe. Figures like Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, Yeshua, and others are revered as enlightened beings who have transcended duality. Yet, these figures are all archons. They serve as gatekeepers, guiding souls into spiritual trickery that reinforces the cycle of reincarnation and attachment to the material realm. At the core of this deception is the manipulation of reincarnation. The archons, working for Enki, designed the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth to keep souls trapped in a never-ending loop. After death, instead of returning to the true spiritual realm of Pleroma, souls are sent to a place of suffering before eventually being pulled back into physical bodies and reincarnated, repeating the illusion of life, suffering, and spiritual amnesia. This cycle serves the Archon's need to harvest spiritual energy, fear, suffering, and low vibrational emotions, feeding their dark realm. The false spiritual teachings propagated by these Archons encourage attachment to material possessions, religious dogmas, ascension, and egoic identities, further anchoring souls to the illusion. Many New Age spiritual paths and teachings are carefully crafted to reinforce the illusion. Concepts like karma, divine justice, and spiritual evolution are often distorted to keep individuals chasing after enlightenment, awakening, or ascension. Yet none of these lead beyond the illusion. It only keeps you repeatedly circling within the confines of the matrix. The Archons promote the idea that salvation, enlightenment, or ascension comes from external sources, gurus, ascended masters, or sacred texts. However, all of this distracts souls from their own divine inner power. As a result, true liberation is suppressed and replaced with the illusion of progress within the matrix. One of the most effective tools of the Archons is their ability to project a false light. They appear as luminous beings, radiating love, wisdom, and serenity, compelling vulnerable souls to trust them. From a spiritual perspective, this is a classic bait, an illusion designed to lure us deeper into the web of deception. In truth, their light is a counterfeit, an imitation that serves to disarm our discernment and keep us distracted from the real truth. They present themselves as guides to higher realms, but their real purpose is to steer us away from awakening our inner divine power. They encourage attachment to external symbols, religious figures, or teachings that do not lead to genuine liberation, but instead deepen our entrapment. The so-called ascended masters, figures like Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, Mary, and others, are often revered as enlightened beings who have transcended duality and attained divine knowledge. However, nothing could be further from the truth about these Archons disguised as ascended masters. The teachings of these supposedly real ascended masters subtly reinforce the belief that salvation or enlightenment comes from external sources or spiritual authorities, masters, gurus, or sacred texts, rather than from within. This diverts attention away from the realization that the true power lies in the divine spark within each individual, which the Archons seek to suppress. Spirit guides are presented as benevolent beings who assist us through life's challenges, offering wisdom and protection. Yet, again, these guides are covert Archons, agents of the demiurge, working to maintain the illusion. These entities often appear in dreams, lucid and all, meditative states, astral projection, or psychic readings as helpful, loving beings. But their true purpose is to keep us tethered to karmic patterns, emotional dependencies, and false spiritual beliefs. Some guides may even promote spiritual concepts that reinforce our entrapment, such as karmic cycles, reincarnation, or the need for external salvation, further anchoring us in the illusion that keeps us perpetually trapped in the cycle of suffering. The Archon's ability to masquerade as angels, masters, and guides is no accident. It's a calculated strategy to keep humanity asleep, because these beings operate on energetic and vibrational levels beyond ordinary perception. Their true nature is hidden behind layers of luminous light and benevolent-sounding words. Their deception is so effective because it plays on our innate desire for love, guidance, and connection with higher realms. When we are vulnerable, seeking answers, healing, or enlightenment, they present themselves as the ultimate authority, offering comfort and insight. But this comfort is a trick, designed to keep us from realizing that the true power resides within ourselves. All these beings, angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, are, in reality, working for Enki, the dark architect behind this entire illusion. Enki, also known as Lucifer, the light-bringer, uses these archons as his messengers and agents. Their luminous appearances are a carefully crafted illusion, a false light that's meant to distract and deceive. Lucifer's light is a counterfeit, promising knowledge and enlightenment, but ultimately leading us deeper into the web of control. The Archons act as intermediaries, convincing us that we are ascending to higher realms when, in truth, we are being led further into the trap. Their ultimate goal is to keep us reincarnating, suffering, and disconnected from our divine origins. They want us to believe that salvation lies outside ourselves, in external authorities, or spiritual ascension, rather than recognizing our innate divine sovereignty. Understanding this deception is the first step toward liberation. Discernment is crucial. Question the true nature of the beings you encounter, especially those that appear as luminous guides or teachers. Seek inner truth and trust your direct experience over external appearances. Remember, genuine divine beings do not manipulate, deceive, or feed off your fears. They empower you to remember your divine spark and awaken to your true nature. The real path to liberation is within, through inner knowledge, gnosis, self-awareness, and spiritual sovereignty.